The award-winning Cool FM Sports welcomes you to our broadcast of Buena High School Baseball. We are live at Desert View High School on the east side of Tucson, Arizona, just off of Valencia Road and I-10 to bring you tonight's game against the number 2 ranked in the 5A Southern Desert View Jaguars, currently sitting at 14-6, to take on the number 1 team in the 5A Southern, the Buena Colts, sitting at 18-5. Let's talk about these two teams. They met 48 hours ago. The Colts got off to a very hot start, hitting 9 runs across the plate in the first inning, ultimately leading to a 14-4 victory in a mercy-ruled game. And with 3 games left in the regular season, the countdown is on, and we are ready to count it down starting tonight. The Colts are 6-0, undefeated in conference, but Desert View is 7-0, undefeated at home. And this is where the rubber meets the road as Buena goes for their 12th straight victory this evening. We're so glad that you're joining us on YouTube, on Facebook, on the Cool FM Live page, the Cool FM Live Sports page, wherever we're at tonight. Glad to be bringing this to you as we are here for the first pitch tonight. Nate Whitworth leading off. That ball is high from the Desert View pitcher. 1-0 count to Nate. The lights are already on here, even though the sun is still setting in the background. That's a called strike. Evens the count, 1-1 to Great Nate, number 11 on the mound, Orlando Pinedo. And that is a called strike 2. They actually have a pitch count monitor out in the scoreboard out in left field, which is kind of interesting. That's something that we haven't seen at any high schools. That was in the dirt. Evens count, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the first inning. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to all our sponsors. You can see them all across the digital board. Big thanks to Dan the Man back in the studio, taking care of things for us. You can see from this angle how wide that stance is for Nate. And gets that fouled off, and that's going to go out of play. Oh, the umpire just warned them, so they can't bang on the fence. They can cheer on the batter, but no bang, 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 bang against the fence itself. Maddox is on it. And that is low, running the count full after having a 1-2 count. Nate Whitworth runs the count full. Looks like Maddox is running it down out there. Running down the foul ball. Got to bring it back, get a snack. I don't know if the snack shack's open or not, but he gets a piece of that. It's a high fly ball, looper to short center, and that is a fly out, but getting the full count, running 7 pitches for that at-bat. Nate flies out to right center field for out number 1 here in this game. Number 1 versus number 2. Buena at Desert View here tonight on Cool FM. Up next is the pitcher this evening for Buena. At the plate, it is Austin Cushman. He watches a called strike. Again, it's really cool to see the pitch count going on the scoreboard. That's, I don't know if I've ever been to a high school stadium where they've used that. Oh, called low. Wow. Austin, he really disagreed with that call here. 0-2 count. Pinedo working ahead, and there's a sharp shot over to second, scooped up, throw over to first just in time to get Cushman. That's 2 down here in the top of the first. And the first thing he says when he came back in was that one was low. He's not lying. Up next is Bryson Haymore. The last time these two teams met, again, Buena had a 9-run first inning. They were mashing that ball every which way possible. Pinedo shakes off one of the pitches, and that is going to be a high fly to right field, going foul, out of bounds, foul ball. So 0-1. And the right fielder, the sun is literally setting right in the face of everybody on the left side. Well, technically, if you're the batter, the right side of the field. So second base, first base, center field, right field, they are all looking literally directly at the sun, probably for about the next 15 minutes. So Buena will have to see that if they are not able to keep this inning going. 2 up, 2 down so far. But Bryson Haymore looking to change that as that pitch goes in the dirt. And he watches that one low. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Bryson Haymore. It's Jeff Davenport and John Berger hanging out with you under what will be the Thursday night lights. That goes high. 3-1. Hitter's pitch coming on that fastball high. It's an interesting view here. So I think we've done a view from way up high. We usually do our views from the third base side. I think this is the first time I've done one from the first base side with John. We had a couple of options, one of which was another high view. Swing and a miss. That runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We were looking at actually setting up over in the football stands like we did at Douglas High School, but we thought we'd like a little bit closer. We were literally standing 10 feet away from the Buena dugout. Check swing, did not go. And that is ball 4. So a 2-out walk puts Bryson Haymore on first base. To go see his dad, Nate, the first base coach. To go see his dad, Ryan, excuse me. I said Nate. It's Ryan Haymore, at first base coach. And this brings up downtown, Brandon Brown. And this is a short field. It is 348 to center field. 342 to right, 353 to left. So we know that Brandon can mash that ball. We don't call him downtown Brandon Brown for nothing, but that breaking pitch in there for a strike. Off the arm of Orlando Pinedo. You'll notice across the field, you might notice there is a camera crew over there, a one-man camera crew. Oh, trying to swing to do a hit and run, but I believe he's in. Oh, are they saying he got a piece of it? Or was he safe? Now they're calling time because they have to discuss what's going on here. Bryson ended up stealing second. The question was there a balk or what happened? So the 2 umpires are talking about it to see. Oh, batter interference. Okay, so that is a rough way to end the inning. Buena will leave 1 on, and that will send us to the bottom of the first. No runs across the board for Buena in the first inning, but we are glad to be here at Desert View High School. We'll see how Buena can respond on the defensive side. Austin Cushman out there to get his warm-up pitches in. Thank you so much to SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community, being a sponsor of this broadcast. Thank you to the MORSE Automotive Group in Sierra Vista. Stop by any of their dealerships to experience the difference. Cochise County and Sierra Vista, backed by MORSE. John is smiling as he's talking about, what are they saying there?
Talking Doc Mitchell, the doctor is in.
Oh,
You're
Doc.
all over the place.
I love Doc. Doc is my bro. I told him I'd be here tonight. His band is playing back in Sierra Vista. So if you guys want to go, his other band, he's in like every band in Sierra. He says, I'm all over the place. Doc, you're in every band in Sierra Vista, for crying out loud. It's absolutely awesome. He's a great bass player. And I could use the bass player jokes that we've heard, you know, what do you do when a bass player's at your front door? You pay him for the pizza and let him leave. You know, I mean, we could say that, but I won't. I won't say that because I'm a musician. I understand the importance of bass players. They're absolutely important. And Doc, you were amazing, and hope your band rocks tonight. I know you will rock tonight. And definitely see you sometime in the future. Definitely have a Sinatra blend coming up sometime very soon, my friend. Thank you also to the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, proud to support our young athletes all season long. If you're in the market to buy or sell your home or land, make your first call to the real estate experts at the Sherry Ethel team. Sherry's number is in this post description. You can see it. You can give her a call and say, Sherry Ethel, I want the #1 real estate experts the Cool F Empire trusts to be our real estate person. And yeah, there's some more headlines right there that we just talked about. Oh, let's see here. What does Doc say? Oh, the Axe Yard. That's right. Doc is over at the Axe Yard tonight. playing there. So if you're back in Sierra Vista looking to see a great band on a Thursday night, go stop by and tell Doc I said hello. It is very difficult to see the numbers on the Desert View High School athletes. The student athletes, they're wearing pinstripes, this black jersey, that's number 7. Okay, so when he turns around, I can see. So the leadoff hitter for Desert View, number 7, Yadier Acuna at the plate. Watches ball 1. And gets a called strike. Okay, so that was about the same spot that Austin Cushman saw when he was at bat, and he talked about it being a very low pitch. Well, at least the umpire is consistent and calling it low. That's foul tip to the backstop, so that will be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cushman ahead in the count. We were watching him warm up. John and I were to the bullpen just to our right, as where we are standing is literally in between the bullpen for Buena and the Buena dugout, the visiting team dugout here at Desert View High School. Gets a piece of that, foul tipped back. And I believe Whitworth, great Nate, is behind the plate tonight. But we were watching Cushman warm up. We were watching Austin take his pitches. And John always notes when you end up getting, you can hear when it's a good pitch, just because it comes in so hot and pops that glove so hard, you can hear when the pitch is good. And thank you guys so much for the love in the live chat. We appreciate that. Leaving love for our sponsors and just tuning in tonight for our game of the week. Number 1 versus number 2, Buena. Undefeated in conference. Desert View undefeated at home. The irresistible force, the immovable object, meeting tonight at Desert View High School. Swing and a miss. That strikeout brought to you by SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. 1 down here in the bottom of the first.
Like a gunshot.
Yeah, it was such a pop on that glove. I don't know if you could hear it on the mic that I have, my little lapel mic. But that brings up number 6 to the plate, Joshua Valenzuela. And that is going to pop foul down the right field side, and that goes all the way out. As they send Aaron Cortez. I don't know who could beat you, Aaron. I think Maddox might beat you. Ground ball going out, foul to the third base side. So the sun will be on our face here for about the next few minutes, but the lights are actually already on here at Desert View High School. You're thinking, my gosh, all these games usually start at 4 o'clock. Why do they start at 6? Well, they can. They start at 6 because they can and because they have lights to back it up. 2-strike pitch, that is flying high. That is going to be out of bounds, out of play. If someone was in the bullpen, they could have caught that, but Cortez is right there to snag that one too, so.
Hey, wouldn't get there, Skyler. Hey, hold what you got, hold what you got.
But Skyler came all the way over from second base to try to give that thing a run, but a 2-strike count to batter number 2 here with 1 down. That was a high pitch, or not that high, but just high enough to be out of the strike zone. I believe it is 2 balls and 2 strikes now. It's tough to see the ball and strike count on the scoreboard out in left field. That is going to be fouled back. Glad we parked far away. That's all right. I can try to block the sun here if you need me to, like, hold that up. I don't know if that helps, but a little bit. Oh, inside pitch, a little sweet chin music there. That should run the count full. It's either 3-2 or 2-2. I can't tell.
Can't read it.
That's it. That's good. Stay in.
I don't even know where the ball is. I couldn't even see that. I'm like, oh, good hustle again by Skylar Leone running over there.
I put my helmet on.
Exactly. Yeah, put your hand over your head. It's tough to see, again, with the sun kind of in our face as well. It's tough to see where the ball gets the lift off. And that is somehow not a called strike 3. That does run the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The team in the dugout next to us beside themselves. And Austin gets a high pitch, so ball 4. And that will be a 1-out walk to Joshua Valenzuela as he takes first base. One out, one on for Desert View here in the bottom of the first inning. And that brings up big number 42, Jorge Zazueta, coming to the plate for Desert View. The number 3 slot hitter for this team. Desert View Jaguars 14-6 overall, undefeated at home, but have lost their the last two of their games. That's going to be a called strike. Good breaking pitch there, a little slider action from the arm of Austin Cushman. Big Hunter Herbert, the first baseman, staying on the bag. The pitch, and that's going to be a check swing strike, so strike 2. Cushman ahead 0-2 with 1 down. As Cushman has the ball in that right hand, spinning it around, waiting for the call from Nate Whitworth, his battery partner behind the plate. Runner goes, and a big hit to right center field, going back to the wall. It is gone. Jorge Zazueta goes yard. A 2-run ball. And Desert View leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. So a big hit by Zazueta clears the bases. So bases empty, still 1 out. And Austin Cushman has as many pitches as his counterpart did. Sweet. Thanks so much for the replay. Dan the man back in the studio taking care of everything for our Game of the Week broadcasts. Breaking pitch breaks too far to the outside. Low and away. Swing and a miss, and that is, I believe that's number 11. I think that's the pitcher, Orlando Pineda, at the plate. Again, very difficult to see the numbers on the front side of these jerseys, which is the way they're facing. I was inside, good breaking pitch, but didn't swing at it. Another breaking pitch, swinging, foul tipped. 22 pitches in this inning for number 21. Austin Cushman just gave up 2-run homer. A gorgeous hit by Zazueta. And that is a shot to left center field. And that goes over the left fielder's head. It will be an automatic double as he heads into second base. A stand-up double for Orlando Pineda. Desert View continues here in the bottom of the first. I imagine Pineda would come out and they'd bring in a pinch runner since he is the pitcher. And it looks like that is going to be the plan for Desert View. Desert View sends in, it looks like number 50, Carlos Urias, will come in to run as the pinch runner on second base. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Yeah, this team that lost 14-4 48 hours ago, off to a 2-0 start here in the bottom of the first. And that brings up number 2, Miguel Siqueiros. So Miguel watches the ball. Pitching from the stretch. They're not holding the runner on second. It looks like Bryson getting back into position. Called strike on the breaking pitch. So Bryson isn't standing on second, just kind of shadowing the pinch runner for Desert View. Cushman looks back but throws, and that is going to be fouled out of play. One and 2 count to number 2, Miguel Siqueiros. high. Wow, there was some heat on that pitch. That was just straight fire from the arm of Austin Cushman. Here in the bottom of the first, he's already up to 27 pitches in this inning. Really cool to have that pitch clock or pitch counter out there. They throw back. Bryson Haymore playing shortstop today. And Great Nate is behind the plate. The pitch. My goodness, what is with these calls? I mean, there have been such close calls, actually. That's the third really close call that was a non-call. I don't know how much closer that could have been. Obviously, the umpire has a better view than we do. But, boy, that looked good from here. So Cushman pitching from the stretch. Again, 1 out, runner on second. Swing! And a miss. Down on strikes to get out number 2 here in the bottom of the first. And that will bring up number 1, George Acuna. And that's a grounder, slow grounder, going to third, on the run, making the throw, and the scoop up by big Hunter Herbert gets the 3rd out of the inning. He made that look easy, but that was not an easy play. A great pickup by Herbert ends up getting Buena out of this inning, but not before Desert View puts across 2. 30 pitches for Cushman in the bottom of the first. We'll see how Buena can respond when they come to the bat in the top of the second inning. Thank you to our sponsors who make this coverage possible, like Barnett's Towing and Propane, serving our community since 1963, even up here in the Tucson community as well. If you're watching us, rooting for Desert View, watching this broadcast here on Cool FM Live, glad you're joining us, and you can always trust Barnett's Towing and Propane all around Tucson as well as in Sierra Vista. Thank you to Copper Creek Community Hospital all across Cochise County with locations in Bisbee, in Douglas, and Hereford. For your family's health care needs, you can trust the medical staff over at Copper Queen Community Hospital. And thank you to Grasshopper Landscaping. You'll always find quality from the ground up from Damon, Marie, the Trejo family and team at Grasshopper Landscaping. It's that time of year. Spring has sprung. If you're looking to add some beautiful flowers to your yard or some great trees in your backyard, don't forget, swimming season is here, and Grasshopper Landscaping is also the best of Sierra Vista when it comes to pool maintenance. So be sure to trust them to do that. Thank you also to Long Realty. There we go, getting some of their stuff up here. What's going on here? What's that note?
It'd be nice if you gave the lineup for the team.
Oh, yeah. Hey, come on, Doc. What's up, Doc? No, we love Doc. Our angel in the outfield at the plates. Number 10, Angel Oliveras. Leading off. The top of the second inning, Buena down 2-0. After a 2-run homer by Zazueta from Desert View over the right center field fence, right around probably close to 355 feet, maybe 360. But it was a long bomb for sure. And Angel watches a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Angel. That goes low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Angel will have a hitter's pitch coming at him. And again, the sun will be in our face for probably just the next few minutes. And then we should be free and clear. The lights are on already here at Desert View High School's baseball stadium. The pitch from Panetta, swing and a miss, runs the count full on that breaking pitch. He was out ahead of it. He was ready to mash that thing, but missed it. Steps back into the box and is ready for the full count pitch. Swing in the dirt and a miss, but the catcher will go for the putout, and they get it. So a strikeout putout is out number 1 here in the top of the second. And that will bring up Cole Isaacson, number 33, sophomore, outfielder and pitcher for Buena. I was talking to Ryan Haymore before the game, and he mentioned that there was a celebrity guest at their practice this week, one of their practices this week, and that was ACCAC Hall of Famer Bo Hall, former coach for Cochise College, fires it down the left field line. Cole going for two. Rounds first base, comes into second for a stand-up one-out double by Cole Isaacson. The tying run will be at the plate in the form of Kai Erlmeyer. So when you get an ACCAC Hall of Famer, a Cochise County legend like Bo Hall coming to your practice to give you some inspiration, to just talk to you about your season, talk to you about your team, and know that that ACCAC Hall of Famer comes to every home game that Buena has and supports the Buena baseball program, there's something really cool about that. And hopefully these young student athletes out here ended up getting that inspiration to keep this win streak going. They've won 11 straight coming into today. If they win today, they will go over a month without losing. Called strike. And again, they're facing the number 2 team, the Desert View Jaguars, 14-6 overall, 5-2 in conference, have lost their last 2, but they are undefeated at home. Runner on second, 1 down. Here in the top of the second. That pitch goes outside to Kai. Kai Erlmeyer, we've seen him on the mound, we've seen him in the field, we've seen him at the bat. John and Jared have talked to him, interviewed him, I believe, for one of your shows. You talked to him. I think after one of the times that we saw him pitch. And that is a shot to right center field, bouncing in. They will send the runner home. The throw will be cut off, but it is 2-1. Desert View as Cole Isaacson slides into home, cutting the lead in half. The tying run is on first with 1 down here in the top of the second. And the corn-fed Colossus himself, the 6'4" first baseman, Hunter Herbert, at the plate for Buena. The good part about being big on the defensive side is you're able to have a long wingspan. The bad part about being a batter is you got a wide strike zone. So, but he watches the first pitch go inside. 1-0. Big Hunter with Kai Erlmeyer on first base. Called strike, evens count 1-1. They are holding Kai on as number 42. Jorge Zazueta, who ended up hitting that 2-run homer in the bottom of the first, but Buena looking to strike back. That goes outside. Good eye by Herbert. The wind seems to be blowing out toward right center field. And they send Kai back. Here at Desert View High School, the award-winning Cool FM Sports. Glad you're joining us tonight under the Thursday night lights. We still have the big light that's turned on. That's the sun. Not for too much longer as it continues to set. So we're at the bottom of the hour, 6:30 p.m. local time here in Tucson, Arizona, 70 degrees. We're just a stone's throw from the airport here off of Valencia and I-10. Breaking pitch, called strike. Runs the count full.
Let's go, Hunter. Base hit, ball 4. Let's go.
There's that 3 balls, 1 strike. It's hard to see on the Jumbotron out there. The pitch. And they're calling strike 3 on that high strike zone again. I almost predicted it. That's the hard part about being tall. Your strike zone is a little bit higher, but that ball seemed a little high. Nonetheless, down on strikes. There's 2 down. Skylar Leone steps into the batter's box with the tying run on first here in the top of the second. It's 2-1 Desert View over Buena. Much different start to this game than we saw 48 hours ago when Buena got out to a 9-0 lead in the first inning as these two teams met at home Buena with 18 wins on this season. They have a chance to hit 20. This is number 3 in the countdown of their final 3 games of the regular season. That's a called strike. Kai will end up getting a stolen base on that pass ball by the catcher, error by the catcher. So a 2-strike count to Skylar Leon, numero uno. Our second baseman today for Buena Colts. And he watches strike 3. Called strike 3, down on strikes. Buena will leave 1 on, but not before 1 comes across, cutting the lead in half as we head to the bottom of the second. It is 2-1, Desert View. Thank you so much to all of our fantastic sports sponsors making this coverage possible. So grateful for each and every one of them, like Ginger's Title Services of Sierra Vista for all your vehicle title registration, driver's license, identification, written testing, road testing, and so much more. You'll find it all behind the pink door at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Now open Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you to Aloe Fiber. I just talked to one of the Aloe Fiber sales folks earlier today. He stopped by my office. They're doing some work in my office at KKYZ 101.7 FM, the oldie station. Aloe Fiber's doing some things inside the Haymore Plaza. And Aloe Fiber, you've seen their trucks all around town. They are your new home team internet, TV, and phone provider. Visit aloefiber.com to become a fiber fan today. Now available in Sierra Vista. And boy, there is one name now across Cochise County and right here in Pima County for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. And it is Right Way. Right Way. All across southern Arizona, of course, in Cochise County. Working hard to earn your trust the right way and proud to support our young student athletes that we watch on this field tonight. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. You can see them in the post description. The sun is just about gone. It's kind of now in between the bleachers, so it might be spotty for the next little bit, but the blast of the sun is down. It's just kind of little hits in between. So 30 pitches in. We start the bottom of the second with Cushman. Had a rough first inning. Swing and a miss to number 24. That's Cristobal Lorta. So Cristobal Lorta at the plate for Desert View. Again, if you're watching us from the Tucson area, thank you so much for tuning in. That's a ground ball going toward short, and that ball took an awkward hop. Bryson Haymore was in front of that ball. I don't know what happened to it, if it ended up hitting the fringe of the grass or if it hit a rough spot in the dirt. Either way, the top spin on that ball sputters it into left field, and the leadoff hitter is on here in the bottom of the second.
Roll it. Tyler, don't play dead. Come on, 2-1. All you.
And that pitch, good block by Great Nate behind the plate. As number, I can't see his number at the plate. These numbers are so hard to differentiate. Again, from the front side, it's like I need him to turn around, and he's not because we're on the first base side, and he's a right-handed hitter. So we'll find out eventually. He'll spin around at some point, but nonetheless, leadoff hitter on for Desert View here in the bottom of the second. Runner will go. They'll throw down to second. He's in there safe, not even able to make the tag, apply the tag. So runner takes second base. Cushman from the stretch. They're not holding the runner on. A little bit of distraction there on second, but a swing and a miss. Oh, it's 0-0. That's what that is. It's Oscar Quijada going down on strikes. That strikeout brought to you by the MORSE Automotive Group, Sierra Vista and Cochise County, backed by MORSE. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I know we'll get more viewers as the evening rolls along. Be sure to share this around, especially if you watch us from Tucson. Let people know what's going on here in your neck of the woods tonight as the voice of Arizona has arrived at Desert View. Jeff Davenport hanging out with John Berger here. We got Dan the Man back in the studio running all the graphics that you see on the screen. Desert View, a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the second. Runner on second, one down. It's number 15 at the plate. Iram Urias. Called strike right there. Boy, a late call for that strike, but nonetheless, we'll take it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wind picking up a little bit more. I know it was really windy down in Sierra Vista today. It was unbelievable. And that is a sharp shot to center field. Angel coming in, not able to make the catch. It gets by him. We've seen those catches made by him before. 1 run will score. They will scoop up the ball and get it thrown in, but not before. A triple for Iram Urias. Knocks in 1 run. It is 3-1, Desert View. That will bring up number 7, Yadier Cunha at the plate. And it looks like the Buena defense, the Buena infield is playing in for the force at home if necessary. 40 pitches thrown by Austin Cushman thus far. And there's a shot to right field. I don't know if he's able to see it or not, but the big throw coming in to home, off the line, and a sacrifice fly for out number 2 will score run number 4 for Desert View. Here in the bottom of the second, it's 4-1. That brings up number 6, Joshua Valenzuela. Yeah, we look good because Dan the man's making us look good, and you're making us look good, John Berger. Austin throwing inside. Base is clear. 2-0. Pitch from Cushman. And that's a grounder. It should be an easy third out here as Skyler comes in, tosses it over to Herbert, and that is out number 3, but not before they get another run across. It is 4-1 Desert View as we will head to the top of the third. Thank you so much to our sponsors who make this coverage possible, like SoCi. Every play, every pass, every goal this season, they're with us every step of the way. SoCi believes in rising to the occasion when the pressure's on. They say, challenge accepted. Join them in backing your favorite Cochise County team, because together we are unstoppable. SoCi, supporting our community, supporting our team. Learn more at soci.com. Thank you also to American Southwest Credit Union. You can experience better rates and personalized service, all from the palm of your hand at ascu.org. Join the credit union that supports your community. Federally insured by NCUA, equal opportunity lender. And thank you to SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. You can see other sponsors flashing up on the screen in front of you. Thanks to Dan the man back in the studio taking care of all that. Boy, I think Buena High School is going to have to say challenge accepted here in the top of the third. As they're down by 3, they will come to the plate and just need to get some runners on. And we're back to the top of the order for Buena. It is Nate the Great stepping up to the plate. So Buena in the midst of an 11-game win streak. If they win this game, if they come back and win this game tonight, they will have not had a loss in over a month by the time they play their next game. And on the countdown of 3, 2, 1, this is their third to last game. Only 3 games left. This is number 3. And the final 2 will be played against Flowing Wells, a team that has a total of 7 wins. So those should be relatively, quote-unquote, relatively easy games for Buena at that point. But number 11 on the mound, Orlando Pinedo, has certainly pitched a good couple of innings for Desert View, but runs the count 3-0 to 2-7 at the plate. Watches that strike. 3-0. You're always going to make them throw you a strike at this point in the game. You don't want to swing at something just to swing at something. You need to be more calibrated and calculated here. And that is a shot to the second baseman, who makes a spinning throw over to first to get Nate out at first. My gosh, he was throwing from right field. By the time he scooped that up and made the throw over, there is one out here in the top of the third. What an effort by the second baseman to get over, make the spin, collect himself, make that throw just in time. And now Cushman can help his own cause here at the plate as he watches ball one go outside. Buena has not lost since March 19th. Just to put it in perspective, an 11-game win streak is a month's worth of games in high school. So time called for an injury. Not sure exactly who's injured. I'm not sure if having a word with the pitcher. Perhaps he stumbled on something or hit something a little bit wrong, or did somebody tweak something? No, now they're heading out to
Field.
either right, they're passing by the second baseman. Yeah, it's got to be the right fielder. Not sure exactly what the issue is, but the count will be 2 balls and no strikes to Cushman when we get back to action. So out in right field, the coach is having a talk with his outfielders, just seeing if there's something wrong. I mean, the sun's not in his face anymore. I mean, I could understand that's why you want to call time, just to let the sun continue to set. But so the coach will turn around and head back to the dugout. Looks like the fielder will stay out in right field unless he's coming into the dugout. He's in no hurry. It is 4-1 Desert View here in the top of the third. One down. It is a 2-0 count to Austin Cushman, senior pitcher for Buena High School. All right, so back to action. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be in the dirt. 3-0 again. So 2 straight batters, 3-0 counts. You hear all the noise coming from the Buena dugout, and of course they get that 3-0 pitch across the plate. Does number 11, Orlando Pinedo. And that's a called strike. Austin stops in his tracks as he was heading to first base, ready to chuck the bat over to the Buena dugout. Instead, that runs the count full. He's got to watch it close and drives it into right field. The right fielder goes back over his head. Cushman will round first. Going into second, he will head to third and get a stand-up triple with 1 out here in the top of the third. A huge hit, a huge blast to right field going over the right fielder's head. How ironic that the coach was just out there talking to the right fielder that might have some sort of injury, and he was not able to make the play. You wonder if a healthy right fielder was there, could the play have been made? We will never know, but Cushman with a stand-up triple will come into the dugout as Kai Tigeron, the senior outfielder, comes in to pinch run on third. Bryson at the plates. Watches ball one. Again, a lot of balls being thrown by the Desert View pitcher, Pineda. And that's in the dirt as well. He went 3-0 to the first 2 batters, and now he's going 2-0 to the third batter. For as sharp as he was in the first and second inning, I don't know if the wheels are coming off. But Buena's definitely okay. So he goes 2 balls, 1 strike now. So it doesn't go 3-0 to 3 straight batters. Two balls, 1 strike, runner on third. Buena down by 3. That goes high. That fastball was coming in hot. Yeah, 3 balls, 1 strike. To Bryson Haymore. Ty Tigeron, the pinch runner on third base after the stand-up triple by Cushman. That is a pop fly to short. And Haymore frustrated with that at-bat, the result of that at-bat. He'll head to the dugout with 2 outs. But downtown Brandon Brown will step up to the plate. And if there's anybody who is an immediate difference maker for this Buena Colt team, it is Brandon Brown, double B, at the plate for Buena. Brandon Brown, a member of the Native Game Night universe. Watches that ball go in the dirt. My goodness. Again, starting out 1-0. Panetta not being able to get ahead in the count to any batters in this inning. Here in the top of the third. And that's a slap shot down the third base side. Foul ball, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 58 pitches now total thrown by Panetta. Yeah, it certainly can see it a lot better now that the sun's not shining right off of it. And that is a called strike to Brown. So actually now Panetta is ahead in the count to the first batter that he's faced this inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down, runner on third. Protects the plate and gets the ball to the second baseman, who scoops it up, throws him out. Buena will leave 1 on, not able to get a run across the plate in the top of the third. They're still down by 3 as we head to the bottom of the third, and Cushman comes back out to the mound. Thank you to our sponsors who make this coverage possible. Sponsors like the MORSE Automotive Group. Stop by any of their dealerships in Sierra Vista, and you will see why Sierra Vista and Cochise County is backed by Morse. Thank you also to the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, proud to support our youngest student athletes all season long. Looking to buy or sell your home or land, stop by and talk to the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. Thank you to Barnett's Towing and Propane, serving our community since 1963, the community of Tucson, which is where we are tonight. Just about 11 minutes before the top of the hour. Glad to be with you here at Desert View High School, home of the Jaguars, in this conference matchup, number 1 versus number 2. And right now, number 2 has lost 2 straight, and they're hungry for a win, and they're up 4-1, that being Desert View over the number 1 team in the 5A Southern, Buena High School. Down by 3 on the defensive side now.
Keep on working up. Let's go.
That's number 42, Jorge Sasueta, comes to the plate, and he was the one who hit that long bomb, the home run in the first inning to put Desert View up 2-0. He watches that strike go by, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Thank you guys so much for joining us under the Thursday night lights in Tucson, Arizona, just a stone's throw from the airport off of Valencia Road. It's Desert View High School, home of the Jaguars, a beautiful facility. Even quite honestly, their bathrooms are very nice too. I mean, for being a high school outdoor bathroom area. Wow, big smack. And that is going to deep center field. And Sasueta has his 2nd home run of the night. 5-1, Desert View. Sasueta has Cushman's number, and that number is 42 as he hits home plate and gives the helmet high five to the next batter, number 11, the pitcher, Orlando Panetta. What a blast. Almost to the same place, maybe shading more toward left center field as opposed to the first home run, which shaded toward right center field. That was a drive and a blast. Big swing, big miss. 0-1 count to Panetto. That high pitch will even the count. So the good news is that the bases were empty for that home run, as opposed to Pineto's first home run, which had a runner on. So he's already got 3 RBIs. He's 3/5 of the runs for this team through 2 and no thirds innings have come off the bat of Jorge Zazueta for Desert View. And that is foul ball, heads up. Got the kids playing here in the little driveway area on the backside of the school. Swing and a miss. That strikeout brought to you by SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. Into the batter's box now with 1 down is number 2, Miguel Sequeiros. He watches a ball go into the dirt as that ball gets thrown back to Cushman, who drops it but picks it up. Gets back on the mound. Nice pitch, good call. Called strike. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Buena down by 4. It's 5-1. Austin already at double nickels in pitch count. Now 56 pitches as he gets a strike ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Video as we go.
And that is a chopper that ends up chopping right in to center field for a 1-out base hit by Miguel for Desert View. And that will bring up number 1, Jorge Acuna, George Acuna. And time is called as the umpire will refresh his ball bag. Well, Dan, thanks so much for all the work that Dan the Man is doing there. You can see all of our fantastic sponsors rolling on the ticker. Foul tipped, 0-1. Runner on first, 1 down. Boy, I don't remember the last time we saw Buena down at all for all the games that we've called this year. And again, we've called a lot during this 11-game win streak. They're going to have to dig deep to find the chutzpah to get those runs back in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and hopefully before the 7th inning.
They have had that one tight game that they...
That's true, that they won at the end.
Yeah.
They won on the game-winning RBI. There's a beautiful pitch, breaking pitch, called strike. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 1 down, 1 on. Bottom of the 3rd. Desert View wearing their pinstripes, their black jerseys with the white pinstripes. That goes high. My gosh, that was so fast. Great to see our friends from KOLD News 13, home of my good friend Dan Maurice, a newscaster there for 25 years. He has been the face of Tucson News for a 1/4 century. And he is my friend. That is a swing and a miss. 2 outs, both via strikeout off the arm of Austin Cushman. That strikeout brought to you by the MORSE Automotive Group, Sierra Vista and Cochise County, backed by MORSE. So 2 down, runner on. Trying to hold him on first. It's big Hunter Herbert. Wow, breaking pitch, swing and a miss. These were the breaking pitches that John and I were watching in this bullpen, literally standing right next to us. We just turned to our right, and there's the bullpen, and we were watching that pitch come in, and John said, I wonder if I could hit that. And I said, John, the answer is no. That is a grounder going to downtown, makes the throw across the field, the infield for out number 3. And Desert View will leave 1 on, but not before another home run. The 2nd home run of the game by George Zazueta gives them a 5-1 lead as we will head to the top of the 4th inning. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Jeff Davenport, John Berger, Dan the Man back in the studio, hanging out with you here in Tucson, Arizona to follow our Buena Colts and this amazing streak that they have going. 11 straight wins on the line as they are down to their final 3 games of this regular season. And this game brought to you by our good friends at Copper Queen Community Hospital. With locations in Bisbee and Douglas and Hereford, you will find the finest quality care at Copper Queen Community Hospital. Thank you to Grasshopper Landscaping, quality from the ground up. It's that time of year. You need to refresh that yard, have it beautiful. You're going to be hanging out a lot back there. And don't forget, swimming season is here. If you need to get that pool ready to go, pool maintenance, Grasshopper does it. They do it all. Anything for your backyard, they are ready to rock and roll and help you out. Visit them on Facebook or just Google Grasshopper Landscaping. You will find them. Look at their website. Look at all the photos and videos they have there. See all the work that they've done. They do such a great job. And thank you to Ginger's Title Services of Sierra Vista at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Now open Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you to Jennifer and her staff over there at Ginger's. Jennifer's just the sweetest and most awesome person. We love her, and we're grateful for their business. And you'll be grateful that you went to Ginger's instead of the DMV, for sure. Just a stone's throw from Tucson International Airport. Called strike to Angel Olivares. Interesting, a very interesting call. You know, I can understand if the umpire was going to call consistently low. And that's a weird bounce by the shortstop. And out at first. A bang-bang play. Angel was flying down the first base line. Got a hard shot, but not able to get on. And downtown Brandon Brown warming up in the bullpen next to us. Warming up that arm as Cole Isaacson steps up into the batter's box, the southpaw. And that goes low, 1-0. From Panetta, still pitching for Desert View. You lead by 4. I mean, may as well stay in there. You're getting the outs you need. And Buena's just not able to find the right connections. Again, when they won they beat this team 14-4 48 hours ago, just 2 days ago. That's a shot going over to second. Backhand goes right under the glove into center field. A 1-out base hit for Cole Isaacson. We'll bring up number 28, Kai Erlmeyer, a senior for Buena High School. So if Buena can look to get a few hits together, you can't get all 4 runs in one swing. Well, technically you can, but not right now. Yeah, not yet. Cole sliding back. He's got the sliding glove on, the oven mitt. So Panetta keeping a close eye on him. And that's a check swing strike. So Kai wanted to pull the trigger on that, but didn't. Called strike anyway with 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Buena down by 4. Watches that low and away. Evens a count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Brandon Brown still warming up in the bullpen next to us. I'm not sure if that will be the end of the day for Cushman on the mound. We'll find out.
Attaboy, Cole.
Boy, Cole got back there in a hurry. He's just so quick. And that is number 42 on first base. That is Zazueta, who has 2 home runs in this game. Both to center field, one shading toward right, one shading toward left. Pitcher tried to frame that pitch, but it was high. It was the exact same spot. But we're getting some commentary from our coaching staff here in the dugout right next to us. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down, 1 on for Buena here in the top of the 4th. Big swing, evens the count. Again, if you're just joining us, Buena on an 11-game win streak, currently down by 4 here in the 4th inning. Desert View undefeated at home, and we're starting to see why over the course of this season. That one shades all the way toward right field and out of play. Yeah, it's definitely a home field advantage here, not just with the short, the kind of the shallow outfield. I was told by Ryan Haymore that the outfield was actually a little bit further in when he played, back when he played back in the aughts for Buena High School. But the wind now blowing out toward center, shading toward left. It's kind of been blowing out toward center all night. Thank you to our sponsors who make this coverage possible. Swing and a miss, and the throw down to second base, not in time. So a strikeout, but a stolen base will bring up Hunter Herbert with a runner in scoring position for Buena. Hunter went down on strikes in his last at bat, getting called on a high pitch. So Cole on second base now. That'll be a called strike on that breaking pitch to big Hunter Herbert, that corn-fed colossus, 6'4". Ginormous man. Thanks so much for all your love in the live chat. Thank you so much for, swing on that low heat. This game an hour old here in the top of the fourth. Brandon Brown comes in from the bullpen along with Alex Jackson. And that is a swing and a miss, goes in the dirt. It'll be a strikeout put out at first base. Buena will leave one on, and the score remains Desert View 5, Buena 1. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, we were wondering if downtown Brandon Brown would take the mound. That does not seem to be the case. Brandon is heading out toward third, so Austin will come back to the mound for the bottom of the fourth inning to pitch for Buena. Thank you so much to our sponsors who make this coverage possible. Dan the Man's been showing all their graphics during this game thus far, but I want to give them a shout out myself. Thank you to Aloe Fiber at aloefiber.com. Become a fiber fan today all around Sierra Vista. And speaking of being all around Sierra Vista, you're seeing trucks all around Sierra Vista that have the two words on it, right way. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical services. They will work hard and do things the right way. Happy to support our local student athletes. Thank you to SOSI. When the pressure's on, they say, challenge accepted. Learn more at sosi.com. And thank you to ASCU. If you live or work in Southern Arizona, you may be eligible to join. Experience better rates and personalized service, all from the palm of your hand at ascu.org. Join the credit union that supports your community. Federally insured by NCUA, equal opportunity lender. And of course, thank you to SSVEC and the MORSE Automotive Group. Jeff Davenport, John Berger with you here at Desert View High School, home of the Jaguars. And the Jaguars are roaring with a 5-1 lead. As some notes made by the home plate umpire. So you can see Austin talking to Nate behind the plate, doing a little communication, kind of sign language, just talking while there's a break in the action. And as you can see, yeah, Cool FM is on YouTube. Be sure to follow. Find that YouTube link in the post description and just tap that follow button, the subscribe button on the YouTube. Always helps the algorithm, and we appreciate that. Looking to get some more followers here. Now the home plate umpire coming out to have a chat with the other umpire, two umpires on this officiating crew here. They're going to talk right here in between home plate and first base. As Tommy Fernandez came in from the home plate area, having a chat, trying to figure out what's going on. So now the home plate umpire confirming with Coach Tommy. Not sure what the issue is, if it was a batter out of order or Tommy's just getting clarification here, trying to understand what's going on. Again, his team not having the best day here in the bottom of the fourth, down by 4. A situation that Buena has not found themselves in quite some time. You got to be wait for the pitch to be thrown is what they're arguing. So trying to figure out if it's a batter out of order. That might have been the case. I'm not sure. Now they're gonna talk again because so the umpire's confirming or conferring. And now the Desert View coach coming out to have a chat with them. Because he wants to make sure that he's involved in the conversation. Just trying to understand what the case is. Not sure if it was more of a, if it was a batter out of order. Yeah, a lot of talk for not much going on here. Nonetheless, here we go. Cushman on the mound, throws it in the dirt. So interesting conversation that not sure what it was about, but it's a breaking pitch inside, 2-ball count. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that is fouled to the backstop.
It's really pretty on the screen.
Evens the count 2-2. Yeah, exactly. That's the pink hue in the background. Three and 1 count. And that goes outside, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Desert View here in the bottom of the 4th. That puts Josue Espinoza on first base. As I believe this is Urias, number 15, at the plate. Iram Urias. Oh, showing bunt, but takes a strike. And they throw back over to first. Jeff Davenport, John Berger with you here at Desert View High School. Got some sirens going on in the background. Coming up Valencia. We are in Tucson at Desert View High School. Buena with an 11-game win streak on the line. They're down by 4 here in the 4th. Leadoff runner is on. They show bunt again from the plate. Does Urias. That's a ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And he tries to bunt again. And that ball was high. That was a fastball heater coming off the arm of Austin Cushman. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Urias. Checks the runner at first. Throws, and my gosh, just a laser beam from his hand straight into the glove of great Nate behind the plate. But a ball called, 2 balls. And that breaking pitch almost locked Urias up. So a 3-ball count. Desert View already with a 5-1 lead here in the 4th with a runner on. And now make it 2 runners on. So they'll come out to talk to Cushman. Tommy will make the march out, have a chat. And now we'll have a chat with the home plate umpire for some reason. Not sure why that conversation's even happening, but nonetheless, Tommy will continue to make the march out. As the infield will have a discussion, they will huddle up, knowing that they're in a position where they cannot give up any more runs in this game. They need to make sure that they don't give up any more, because they will need all the offense they can get for these final 3 innings that they will have, the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Thank you all so much for tuning in to our broadcast here at Desert View High School. Thanks to the sponsors who make this coverage possible. We're grateful for all you guys, the probably hundreds, if not thousands, that have already tuned in, and the dozens that are watching right now. We appreciate it. Because here we are tonight under the Thursday night lights. Desert View High School, almost quarter past the hour. 2 on, no out. 75 pitches for Cushman in this game. That bunt gets past, bunt attempt, I should say, gets past Nate, bounces, and that pushes the runners, both runners, into scoring position now, as Desert View looks to add to their lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Not a lot of noise coming from the Buena dugout of the guys that are there. And that ball gets past Nate again. And another rumble score on the wild pitch. It's 6-1, Desert View. I don't know if Nate was ready for that pitch. It was almost like it came in at an awkward angle. It wasn't the pitch he was expecting. He had a word with Austin. And again, another runner advanced from 2nd to 3rd. So they're going to check on Nate to make sure that his arm is okay. But number 7 come to the plate, Yadier Acuna for Desert View, 6-1. Interesting scenario for this team that we have not seen them in over the games that I've had the great privilege of calling this season. They are in a deep hole right now.
Just a couple.
And even worse, there are no outs here. The infield is playing in. As there is a runner on 3rd, they will try for the force at home should the runner choose to go on a ground ball. Full windup by Cushman with the runner on 3rd, and that is in the dirt. Nate doing a great job behind the plate, keeping that one in front of him. And that's a breaking pitch outside. 3 balls. Tough day at the office for Austin Cushman on the mound. 2 home runs by Jorge Zazueta, and that one just goes off of Big Hunter Herbert's glove, and that will technically go down as a sacrifice as the runner on 3rd will end up scoring. It is 7-1 Desert View. Nearly impossible to read the numbers on the front of these jerseys. As I believe that's number 6 at the plate, Joshua Valenzuela. I could be mistaken. We'll know when he turns around, but a 1-0 count with 1 down here in the 4th. That goes high. 2-0. Again, high school games go 7 innings, so we're in the bottom of the 4th right now. Buena down 7-1. Just not able to find their bats that they had 48 hours ago, and that will go low, 3-0. That breaking pitch, it is number 6 at the plate. Valenzuela. He will have a hitter's pitch coming his way should he choose to take a swing. When you're ahead by 6 runs, you can almost afford to, or just let the pitcher continue just to throw the gas. That's the 85th pitch by Cushman in this game. Big swing. My goodness, you could hear the effort from Cushman on that throw. 3-1. Gets the call. Oh, no, that was 3-2. That is a strikeout. Cushman gets the K. That strikeout brought to you by SSVEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's a good strike, breaking pitch. Because this is Azueta at the plate. This is number 42, I believe, who's caused the damage. 2 home runs off of Cushman tonight, and he watches strike 2 go by. This has been Austin's biggest nemesis of the day. 3 RBIs, 2 home runs for Azueta. That's Cushman ahead, 0-2. And gets the strikeout, and that will retire the side. But not before a couple more come across. It is 7-1 Desert View as we will head to the top of the 5th inning. But it's good to see Cushman getting that strikeout against Azueta, meeting his match, at least in that at-bats. Thank you so much to SSVEC, the MORSE Automotive Group, the Sherry EHTELL team at Long Realty, Barnett's Towing and Propane, Copper Queen Community Hospital, and Grasshopper Landscaping. You can see all of our fantastic sponsors in the post description, as well as Dan the Man running them on the Chiron on our little Jumbotron that you see, your handheld Jumbotron that you got if you're watching us online on YouTube, if you're watching us through any of the Facebook channels of Cool FM Live. Thank you so much for taking the time on this Thursday night. There's a lot of things you could be doing on Thursday night at 7:20 in Arizona, but glad you're joining us here at Desert View High School, home of the Jaguars. Jeff Davenport, John Berger, Dan the Man back in the studio. Tough day at the office for Buena, down 7-1. As they come to the plate in the top of the 5th, they've got to start getting some runs on the board if they want to continue this streak of 11 straight wins. They're sitting on 18 total wins and undefeated in the 5A Southern. Jaguars are sitting at 5-2 in the 5A Southern. One of those 2 was a loss to Buena 48 hours ago in Sierra Vista. It's number 3, Aaron Cortez, coming into the game, taking his first at-bat off of Desert View's number 11, Orlando Pinedo, who has been just outstanding from the mound, even going 3-0 to the first 3 batters last inning. Still able to get out of the inning without any runs given up. And that's a shot into center field. Is it dropping in for a base hit? It does. A leadoff single for Cortez. Gives Buena a little spark here in the top of the 5th. We know Buena can put a lot of runs together very quickly. They put 9 in the bottom of the 1st 2 days ago. If they can do that right here, they'll lead by 2 in the 5th. Nate Whitworth at the plate. He's had a tough task behind the plate at catcher, but he is at the plate now. They throw back over to first base. And that is a shot to the shortstop, turning it from second to first, getting the double play. Oh, just when Buena had a little bit of a spark. Taking some throws. That'll bring up Cushman. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. 0-1 with 2 down.
Remind me about the book club.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's in the dirt, evens account. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, nobody on. After that big double play. And even the defense coming through. Not just the pitching, but great defense by Desert View. We've seen their second baseman make some fantastic plays. Is the screen just not getting along with you? What's going on?
For whatever reason, it zooms all the way in and it zooms all the way out. I can't get anything in between.
Sharp grounder to third base. Snagging it, throwing it over, and not able to make the scoop over at first. So Cushman, on the error throw, will end up getting to second base. So runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Buena here in the top of the 5th. We'll bring up big bad Bryson Haymore. So here in the 5th inning, 7-1. Desert View over Buena. Just when it looked like it might have been a couple of opportunities for Buena. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. It's kind of where you want robot umpires. You know, I mean.
I've always loved that. I would prefer to have referees get the right call every single time. I don't like the human element when it comes to umpiring and refereeing in any sport. I'd like it to be solid every single time.
Well, that's because you're a machine, John. You want the rise of them. You want the rise of the machines. So
one of them.
That's a fastball. 2-strike count. With 2 down and a runner on second for Buena. They're slowly running out of time here in this game to start putting some runs up on the board. I shouldn't say slowly. They're quickly running out of time. But beautiful lights here on this field, keeping it lit gorgeously. As that ball was high. So a 3-ball count. Full count to Bryson. Panetta from the stretch. And that goes high. Boy, you could hear the effort on the throw, but went high. So runners on first and second, 2 down. Could it be too little, too late? As John takes a second to give us a little clearer view on the screen. And with 2 outs, it looks like they're going to have a meeting of the minds here on the mound. Not sure if they'll remove Panetta from the game or just chat it out to let the infield know what to be looking for. A little chatter from the Buena dugout saying, keep the energy up, let's go. I mean, it's tough to have that energy when you're down 7-1, but you got 2 on with 2 down. This is your chance to try to make something happen. Haven't been able to put that string of hits together that we've seen Buena do time and time again. Panetta will stay on the mound. And Brandon Brown will step up to the plate. Excuse me. If there's anybody who can make a difference with 1 swing of the bat,
Oh, man.
it is the man called Downtown, Brandon Brown. So 2 on, 2 out. Buena down by 6 here in the top of the 5th. This will be the 89th pitch of the game by Panetta for Desert View. And that's a sharp shot to third, and my goodness, scooped up right away. The force out at third ends the inning. Buena will leave 2 on board as we head to the bottom of the 5th. It is 7-4 6-1, Desert View. High five still for the team as they come in from their supporting coaching staff. And we give high fives to our fantastic sponsors that you've been seeing on the screen all night long, that Dan the Man's been showing you, and that I've been talking about. Sponsors like Ginger's Title Services of Sierra Vista at 999 East Spry Boulevard. Sponsors like Aloe Fiber at aloefiber.com. Sponsors like Right Way. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, even here in Tucson, you can trust Right Way. So if you're watching us from Tucson, hey, hit up one of our Cool FM sponsors, and you can trust the good folks over at Right Way. Thank you to SOCI at SOCI.com, ASCU, American Southwest Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA, equal opportunity lender at ASCU.org. Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, SSVEC, and the MORSE Automotive Group, Sierra Vista and Cochise County, backed by Morse. Brandon Brown is in to pitch. Hopefully the rest of this game and get a quick 1-2-3 inning and see what Buena can do in the 6th. Hopefully if they can cut that lead in half, maybe get 3 runs in the 6th inning, and then they'll be within striking distance for the 7th. And keep this winning streak alive. We root for our home team. And if they don't win, it is a shame for sure. But we're glad to be here, win, lose, or draw. Support our Buena Fighting Colts. And thank you to all of our sponsors who make that happen as well. A lot of amazing things happening at Cool FM Live. Boy, just you wait and see what's coming up. It's absolutely insane. The things that are in the works for our viewers, the 40,000 plus in the Cool FM Empire. We would love for you to advertise with us as you see that on the screen. Stop by, visit us online, coolfmonline.com. Check us out on YouTube. Follow the Cool FM Sports page, Cool FM Live Sports. And of course, if you're watching us and you're not following us, what is wrong with you? You got to stay in touch with Cool FM Live. All the news, information, sports, everything going on in Southern Arizona and Cochise County. It all happens because of a guy named Todd Ryan who started this disruptive advertising space that you and your business can be a part of. Send a DM to Todd for more information. Or if you see me out and about somewhere, ask me and I'll get you the information too, or get you connected with Todd, and we'll make it happen. Because it cannot happen without you. And we're glad to partner with businesses all across Southern Arizona. Brandon Brown will be pitching from the stretch, the leadoff hitter. Called strike 1. To number 11, I believe that is Panetta at the plate. And that is a sharp shot in between third base and short to left field. Leadoff hitter on. Panetta on. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Time called as the pitcher will get a pinch runner coming in for him. So Panetta will get replaced. Get the number of the jersey of the player who's coming in. As he's getting his sliding glove on. That's number 50. I believe we've talked about Carlos Urias before coming into pinch run. He's coming into pinch run again as number 2, Miguel Siqueiros at the plate. Our friends from KOLD News 13, the home of my good friend Dan Maurice, the other Dan the Man. My friend Dan Maurice, a newscaster, longtime newscaster here in Tucson, good friend of mine. Got to hang out at his house a couple months ago. That is a sharp shot to right field, and that will go all the way to the wall. One hopper and over the fence on the one hop. So it will be a ground rule double. The runner on first will have to stop at third. So with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th, 2 runners in scoring position for Desert View.
Oh, they get 10 runs.
That is a possibility. Buena, 48 hours ago, 10-run ruled, Mercy ruled 14-4 this team to get their 6th win in the conference, leading the 5A Southern. That is foul back, foul ball. Just making sure there's some kids playing back here behind the area. Make sure they got a heads up. Sorry to yell. Haven't had much to yell about, but
Can't always be the best.
well, not every day. You know, I mean, this is a tough situation where you have not lost a game in a month. And honestly, if there is a game to lose, right now is the time. You don't want to do it in the playoffs. You don't want to do it 2 weeks from now. You want to do it now and then get it out of your system and understand how much you hate the taste of losing and what was the difference in this game. What were the little things that Desert View did right, that Buena did that has not done right thus far. Look, we're still in the bottom of the fifth. There's no outs. There's 2 on for Desert View. They could add to their lead. They could mercy rule Buena in this inning, for all we know. A home run, the mercy rule run is at the home plate right now. Actually, I'm sorry, it's on deck. And that's a sharp shot to short. And a good job by Cushman. A heads-up play by Cushman gets a tag out on the base runner. What were they thinking? The base runner should have just stayed on second. Instead, was heading off to third while the runner was on third, standing there going, I'm here, bro.
Yeah.
So, 1 out, runners on the corners.
Royce said your way last time. All right, 1-3.
And number 34 at the plate, Mark Hollenbeck. First time we've seen him tonight. Shut down, throws back over to first base. That's Aiden Barrett at first. Foul tipped. No balls, 1 strike. Runners on the corners here, 1 down. Bottom of the fifth. Desert View looking to add to their 7-1 lead. Thank you so much to Dan the Man back in the studio, keeping all those graphics going for you. From the stretch, shut down Brandon Brown. And whoa, locked up the hitter with that breaking pitch. No balls, 2 strikes. Need to get a huge out right here just to keep this game within reach for the 6th inning and the 7th. Oh, they got him in a pickle. No, they don't even get the pickle, but they get the out there. A huge second out because the runner was caught stealing. Great job by Brandon Brown to fake the throw to third, get the runner on first, running to second, hold the ball, and have the composure for the putout, the force out, or the tag out, I should say, right at second base. So a runner still on third, but 2 down now. And that is off the fist into right field, will be a base hit, an RBI single, a 2-out RBI single for Mark Hollenbeck for Desert View. It is 8-1. Golly, just right off the fist, able to have just enough of that ball to get it into shallow right for an RBI single. So, runner on first, 2 down. High pitch to number 23, I believe, question mark, Josue Espinoza. Again, very difficult to read the numbers on the front of the jerseys with the black and the pinstripes kind of running through it. Difficult to see. That's a fastball, and that is absolutely gorgeous pitch, but somehow not in the right spot. 2 balls. And a warning coming to the Buena dugout for talking about the pitch, and the umpire said it was in the other side of the box. I don't know. Didn't look like it the way the pitch was framed, but again, he has the better view than we do. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down, 1 on. Bottom of the fifth. Beautiful breaking pitch, just not breaking enough. 3-0. So I'll be looking for a strike. That's a beautiful. You could hear that one pop that glove all the way down at TIA. That is a long, high fly ball, and it is out of here. A monster mash by Josue Espinoza will make it 10-1 Desert View. 3 home runs in this game by Desert View, all of them to dead center, just off right, just off left to center field. But that one looked like the longest shot of the night. So, base is clear, 2 outs. Nothing you can worry about now. Just focus on the batter at the plate. This was the position that Buena did not want to put themselves in. Pitch and a swing and a miss. Gorgeous pitch. I shut down Brandon Brown. Just a tough day at the office for the Colts as a whole, but we got to get out of this inning. And that is a called strike. And that is a 3rd strike. That is strike 3. Boy, that umpire not calling a really emphatic strike 3 with a strike 3 motion. So Brandon Brown gets the strikeout, brought to you by the MORSE Automotive Group, Sierra Vista and Cochise County, backed by Morse. But Desert View gets a few more across the plate. We head to the top of the 6th. Desert View leads by 9. It is 10-1. Buena is down. So they call sticks on 3, and that's what they're going to need. They got 9 runs in the 1st inning 48 hours ago. If they get 9 runs in this inning, it'll be a tie game. So, I mean, it's very possible for Buena to get those bats hot at the right time. It just comes down to Realty. Thank you so much to them. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or land, contact the Sherry Health team. Thank you to BARNETT'S Towing and Propane right here in Tucson and in Sierra Vista, serving our community since 1963. Thank you to Copper Queen Community Hospital with locations in Bisbee and Douglas and Hereford. 10-1, top of the 6th. Angel at the plate. So 2 balls, no strikes to Angel. Watches that one go in the dirt, 3-0. So 3-0 to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 6th. 92 pitches for Panetta tonight. And that is some sweet chin music for ball 4. So Angel will head to first. Time is called. Four pitches, 1 walk. And we'll see if that'll end the day for Panetta, as the head coach has the ball, has his hand out to receive the ball, and he does. So Panetta's day is done. He has pitched a gem of a game, only giving up 1 run over the course of 5 innings. Getting a round of applause by the crowd here at Desert View. That Jaguar put in the work today, and my, oh my, did he do good. Interesting windup by number 1, George Acuna, or Jorge Acuna, depending on how you pronounce it, but Acuna got a very quick, I don't know if this is just his warm-up, but just a really quick delivery. It's almost like a rubber band, like
Dan Marino.
yeah. Wow, and he gets a lot of velocity for kind of a very short release or short windup. Not a big throwing motion. It just all comes from down below over the top, and doesn't even come over the top. It just comes straight out at you.
Yeah.
So
Watch the way Dan Marino throws. It's almost exactly like that. That's incredible.
yeah, fascinating to see from the pitcher's mound. So nonetheless, we have one on with no outs. So the leadoff hitter is on for Buena, as we have a new pitcher. 93 pitches for Panetta. What a game. I'm sorry, 94 pitches for Panetta. They just put up the 94th as they reset, now back to 0. So the countdown goes back to 0 for the next pitcher who's in. We hear a plane flying over us. Again, we are right next to Tucson International Airport here off of Valencia Road, just a stone's throw from TIA and I-10. As Cole Isaacson comes to the plate with one on. And Acuna on the mound for Desert View. Wow. Called strike. That was a smoking fastball. That just seemed like an outside pitch. Just wide. I'm not sure where the strike zone is exactly for this umpire, but that goes a little high and outside. That's definitely a ball. But he has the better view than we do, so we do trust that view. Cole waits for that pitch, and he gets one and sends it to second base. The throw not in time to second. So Buena will have 2 on with no outs here in the 6th. Now some chatter coming from the Buena dugout. Some good talking, positive energy. That's what Buena needs as Kai Erlmeyer comes to the plate for the Colts. They're down by 9. You can't get all 9 runs with one swing, but you put a few swings together. They had 9 runs in the first inning 48 hours ago. And that is a called strike. Seemed low and away, but nonetheless, a strike. So they are guarding Angel on second. That ball goes in the dirt. The runners hold. That catcher, great job by the catcher for Desert View, getting on top of that ball as quickly as possible as it got away from him. But not too far to advance the runners. A lot of chatter from Buena. Good to see them in the dugout, all standing up against the fence as they're making noise. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kai with 2 on, no outs. A time called by Coach Tommy. So Tommy wants to talk to Kai for a moment. As he does that, thank you so much to the sponsors who make this coverage possible. Jeff Davenport, John Berger, out here at Desert View High School, home of the Jaguars in Tucson, Arizona. Dan the Man back in the studio showing you all the graphics, all the cool stuff for this game of the week here on Cool FM Live, Cool FM Live Sports, Cool FM on YouTube. Be sure to follow our YouTube channel. Give that a subscribe. Always helps all the algorithms everywhere. Here on the award-winning Cool FM Sports. It's going to take an award-winning effort for Buena as that ball goes low and away again in the dirt, but the catcher doing a fantastic job for Desert View. Their defense has been almost flawless tonight. A couple of miscues here and there, but overall, in a 10-1 game, that's not 10-1 by accident. And it's not from Buena making a lot of errors either. It's just good, solid hitting by Desert View. This team, this 14-win team, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Kai Erlmeyer for the first out of the inning. Number 6, Aiden Barrett coming up. You can see those hot pink batting gloves from space. 2 on, 1 out. Acuna on the mound, the reliever. Called strike at the knees. Angel sort of being held on by the shortstop at second. And that ball goes outside. Good eye by Aiden watching that one. But Cole basically having free reign on first base, as Zazueta is playing in a normal first base position. Maybe shading a little closer to right field. Or shading close to the first base line, I should say. A lot of chatter again. We love hearing that from the Buena dugouts. That goes in the dirt, and that does get by the catcher. Both runners will advance. 2 runners in scoring position for Buena here in the top of the 6th on the pass ball. The catcher's had a hard time keeping track of Acuna, the new pitcher, as a lot of these pitches have been low. Buena down by 9, and that is a long, deep fly ball to center field. The center fielder going back, looking up. It is, oh, it bounced in just against the wall. I almost couldn't even tell where it was. He's going for 3. No, he doesn't need to go. But Aiden Barrett with a huge triple. Man, that thing was almost as close to going out of here as possible, but somehow bounced against the back of the wall. But a 2-run triple with 1 out puts 2 more on the board for Buena. It is 10-3 in the top of the 6th with only 1 out. As Cortez will come to the plate.
They're saying that it went into the...
So, they're saying it went in... Oh, they're saying it went under the fence? Well, either way, he's going to still be standing on third. So Barrett on third, 1 down. And this pitcher has been known to be wild here. Acuna is throwing some pitches that's going to be a called strike at the knees, but there's been some throws that have been kind of on the way and interesting. It's foul back, foul back, foul back. It's giving a heads up here to the kids playing behind us as that wind is blowing out towards center field. Good to see Buena again, keeping the chatter going, just the intensity from the dugout. That goes high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down, runner on third. Buena down by 7 here in the top of the 6th. Just before the 8 o'clock hour in Tucson, Arizona. Jeff Davenport and John Berger, the award-winning Cool FM Sports, hanging out with you tonight. That ball goes in the dirt, but the catcher does a great job to stay in front of it. So Ryan Haymore had some words from first base. The first base coach for Buena was letting the other coaches in the dugout know things that he's noticing about this pitcher. And that is foul. Bouncing right in front of the plate. So 2-2. Aiden Barrett on third. Very few things seen from space. The Great Wall of China and the batting gloves of Aiden Barrett, that hot pink batting glove. Can be seen from the International Space Station. Waiting on that breaking pitch. It's going down the right field line, and it is just foul. Tailing foul, but Cortez hanging in there, getting a piece of it. As Hunter Herbert will go run it down. From the stretch, Acuna into the dirt. Runs the count full. So with 1 down, full count. Runner on third. That is hitting the ball high to short, all the way across to first to high. Oh, just barely got there. I think he did, but that will be a sacrifice for Cortez. Driving in Barrett makes it a little bit better. It's 10-4. He's only thrown one curveball for a strike, is what Ryan Haymore has noticed, the hitting coach here at Buena High School, the first base coach. Oh, wow. That was a breaking pitch that ended up locking up Nate the Great at the plate. So, base is clear. And that is getting a piece of that. This is why you have coaches, you know, these former players that played at a very high level. Ryan Haymore went on to play at Eastern Arizona College and having a good college career in baseball. And he's able to see things, this game, in such a great way that is able to feed this information to his players. We're down by 6 runs in the 6th inning. So Buena is definitely running out of time, but they're putting a few more runs on the board. And the intensity in the dugout has definitely picked up. That ball goes in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in tonight, watching us under the Thursday night lights in Tucson, Arizona. Acuna on the mound for Desert View. That goes in the dirt. It's a 2-out walk. Nate Whitworth takes first base. And that will bring up Austin Cushman. So Cushman coming to the bat here in the 6th. Buena has an 11-game win streak on the line. Desert View has an undefeated home winning streak on the line. Undefeated at home. I mean, that's something that if you go undefeated at home and win half your games on the road, you're in the playoffs. I mean, that's just the way that it's going to be. And this Desert View team has certainly shown that. Wow. That pitch high and away. Time called for the shortstop to come over and have a chat with the pitcher. Just give him a little breather. They got the cool camouflage hats here at Desert View. The camo, yeah, the cool look, going with their black and white pinstripes. Kind of the maroon color, that ASU maroon. 2-0. Big shot to left center field, will bounce right in front of the left fielder. A good base hit, a 2-out base hit, advances Nate to second. So Austin gives a high five to the man who had his number a couple times tonight, Zasweta. Watching him on first base. Now they're having a good chat, friendly conversation. So Nate comes out. Alex Jackson comes in to pinch run for Nate on second base. And with 2 outs, coaching staff will come out and the entire infield will huddle up, as they'll have a chat with Acuna, as there are 2 outs, and trying to see if he can not give up any more runs. He's given up 3 here in the top of the 6th, and this is kind of what Buena needed to see. They needed to see some life. They needed to get some of those runs back because they got in the hole early, and then Desert View just kept chipping away, inning by inning, hit by hit. 3 home runs certainly will add a lot to something like this. All right, so the Buena girls softball team won 10-5. So we can report positive stuff from the softball field here at Desert View. The girls are victorious. The boys game still going on, yet to be seen. So congratulations to the Buena girls softball team getting another win on their season. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 6th. Bryson Haymore at the plate, watches that pitch go in the dirt. Gives the no sign. Not the go sign, but the no sign for the base runners. Such a game of chess. I mean, baseball is that living chess match. And Buena's dugout is alive. They are chanting everything. Every single yell, every single jeer, every single cheer. Nobody even watching second base, but Acuna wants to keep him honest. It's a 1-0 count to Haymore at the plate. No, 2-0, excuse me. Just corrected on the scoreboard, 2-0. From the stretch, Acuna throws low. The no sign from Haymore. Haymore is a catcher. He knows how quick these catchers, his opponents can be.
He's losing control of his pitches.
Oh, so there's a flash photography. Anyway, 3-0 is where we'll pick it up. With Acuna on the mound, it's already given up 3 runs here in the top of the 6th. Buena with 2 on and 2 out. Haymore at the plate. Hitter's pitch coming. Does he take? And that goes in the dirt. Bases are loaded. Wow. This is an interesting turn of events, and Acuna will most likely come out of this game as the head coach comes out to talk to him. He takes the ball, and Acuna's day is done with 2 outs. Desert View bringing in another pitcher. And that will be number 23, Josue Espinosa, coming in from right field. He will warm up on the mound as we are at the top of the 8 o'clock hour on this Thursday, April the 17th. Hope you got all your taxes done and
Paid?
Yeah, exactly, or paid. Always pay your taxes. That's always good advice to anybody. Just make sure you pay your taxes. I know we don't always agree with them, but we got to pay them. That's the law of the land, so pay your taxes. Don't want to break any rules, but here on the 17th, got WrestleMania coming up this weekend. I'm excited about that. WrestleMania Saturday and WrestleMania Sunday. That's my time of year. I mean, I love wrestling all time of year. I'm a big wrestling fan, have been since I was a kid, and this is always a fun time. I'm an investor. I'm a shareholder. WWE stock has done very, very well for me, turning into TKO stock. So this is not stock advice, by the way. This is not advice. always invest responsibly. But it's done very well for me. But I bought when it was very low, and it is extremely high right now. And I'm happy for that. But, it's just a nice day to get away and to be a part of watching this team grow over the course of this season. We didn't start covering until about halfway through. I think we did a coach's corner with Coach Tommy Fernandez before I even called the game. So, and that was about a month ago, and talking to him about his philosophy, the way that he looks at coaching, the way he sees this team and the potential that they have, all the senior leadership that is here primed and ready to go to make a deep playoff run in the 5A for the state of Arizona. Here's where we regroup. It is the top of the 6th inning. There are 2 outs. The bases are loaded. Buena is down by 6. And there is a man at the plate who's been hungry for a big hit tonight. And that is downtown Brandon Brown. He gave up a couple of runs from the mound in the bottom of the 5th. That's going to be low, 2-0. Catcher not able to find that ball there again. He's having a tough time, even when it's not in the dirt. Nonetheless, that wind still blowing out towards center field. So Brandon has a 2-0 count, bases loaded, 2 down. That goes in the dirt. 3-0. Walk scores a run. And it looks like Angel is in the on-deck circle. Tough to see as the whole dugout is right in front of us. And that goes in the dirt. Walk scores a run. It is 10-5. The lead has been cut in half in this inning. Are we going to see one of the most ridiculous comebacks to keep this winning streak alive for Buena High School? Or will Desert View somehow escape this game unscathed? They are undefeated at home this year. That is a called strike right across the heart of the plate. Angel Olivares, 0-1. 2 down, bases loaded. Leave some love in the live chat for your Buena Fighting Colts. They are putting up a fight here in the 6th. That ball goes low. Evens the count, 1-1.
Yeah, where are people watching from?
Oh, yeah, please let us know in the live chat. Where are you watching us from this evening? You're watching us from back in Sierra Vista. You're watching us from anywhere across Tucson. We're so glad that you're joining us here on Cool FM Live, being a part of the Cool FM Empire. Grateful for you watching, whether it's on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook pages. 2 balls, 1 strike to our Angel from the outfield at the plate right now. That's a sharp shot into right center field. Will drop. No, will not drop in. Oh, it looked like it was going to go down and drop, but no, ended up getting caught by the right fielder for the 3rd out of the game. Buena will leave 3 on, but not before they get 4 across the plate to cut the lead in half. It is 10-5 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Is it too little, too late for the Colts? Let us know what you think in the live chat as we thank our fantastic sponsors who make this coverage possible, like Grasshopper Landscaping, quality from the ground up. If you need to make that outdoor space, that backyard space, an outdoor living space, turn it into a space that you can use all year round, you can trust our good friends at Grasshopper Landscaping. Thank you to Ginger's Title Services of Sierra Vista for everything the DMV does. You can go to Ginger's, an authorized ADOT dealer, and you can get your license, registration, title, anything you need from Ginger's Title Services at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Now open Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you, Aloe Fiber at aloefiber.com. Right way, serving all across Tucson, Arizona, where we are right now, and all down in Cochise County for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical, doing things the right way. Thank you to SoCi. They say challenge accepted when the pressure's on. Buena will have that pressure on them as Brandon Brown will stay on the mound for Buena going into this bottom of the 6th. Thank you also to American Southwest Credit Union. Join the credit union that supports your community, federally insured by NCUA, equal opportunity lender. Jeff Davenport, John Berger here at the home of the Jaguars on Valencia Road in Tucson, Arizona, in between I-10 and the airport. Glad you are joining us. Again, let us know where you're watching from. Foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. Just giving a heads up to the folks behind us. Number 7 at the plate for Desert View, Yadier Acuna. So Yadi at the plate, Brandon on the mound. Bottom of the 6th. And that is a short chopper. Brandon will pick it up and throw over to first. Great reach by Aiden. Aiden on first base. He needed every single bit of that 6-foot frame to reach up and snag that throw from Brandon, but got it and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Next batter up for Desert View. Called strike. Gorgeous pitch. That heat was coming in smoking. That goes kind of almost one of those snow cone grabs, but not able to snag it all the way. Evens count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. And that is a called strike at the knees. 1-2. And that is a breaking pitch that broke way too much. Bounced in front of the plate. Nobody on, so no harm, no foul, but nonetheless a good job by Nate the Great behind the plate. From the stretch. And that is a sharp shot into right center field. That will go all the way to the wall. Number 6, Joshua Valenzuela with a 1-out double to the gap. Puts another runner in scoring position for Desert View here in the bottom of the 6th. And who does that bring up? The monster masher himself, Jorge Zazueta. 2 home runs in this game. Can he get a hat trick? 1 down. That's a beautiful breaking pitch. Doing some adjustments to the outfielder's positioning. Oh, 1 count. Brandon settles and throws. Beautiful breaking pitch. My goodness. Had Zazueta all the way out in front of it. Zazueta 2 for 3 with 2 home runs in this game. Actually 2 for 4, I believe. This might be his 5th at bat. He holds off the low ball, but now the runner stole from second to third, 90 feet away from adding their 11th run with 1 out. As that dust cloud settles off of third base. If you don't get dirty, you didn't really play the game. And that was a breaking pitch that went high. Nate the Great behind the plate framed it about as good as he possibly could. Infield playing in with 1 down. Looking to keep the ball on the infield. And that is a called strike 3. Zazueta down on strikes. That will most likely be his last at-bat of the day, but what a day he had. 3 RBIs, 2 home runs, and part of this 10-5 lead that Desert View has put up over Buena here in the bottom of the 6th. But that strikeout brought to you by the MORSE Automotive Group, Sierra Vista and Cochise County, backed by Morse. 2 down, runner on third. Foul back, foul ball, foul ball. It is number 11, the starting pitcher, Orlando Pinetto. Oh, did they not have any balls?
Yeah. Someone threw it way up and got caught in the lights. You couldn't see where it was coming out.
Oops. So 0-1. From the stretch, they're not even holding the runner on with 2 down. Infield playing normally. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 count, 2 down. in from the stretch. Low. Good breaking pitch, but good patience by number 11. Panetto holding off, not biting on the low breaking pitch. Some good encouragement still coming from Buena in the dugout from 1-2. And that is a shot. And that is going a million miles, but foul. Bring that back, get a snack? I don't know. I think that went into the neighborhood. To the neighborhood that's behind the school. That was a rope, but foul.
These kids are powerful.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. They've got huge power when it comes to that. And that ball goes inside. So 2-2. I just noticed he doesn't use batting gloves. He uses the dirt. He rubs the dirt on his hands. That is old school. I mean, that is an old school. I'm surprised he's not playing with a wooden bat. That is tough. That is capital TUF tough. Yeah, you don't see that very often. There's no batting gloves, and then just rubbing the dirt on the hands, using that as your batting glove. But it obviously works for him. The pitch, that goes high. Will run the count full. Full count, 2 down, runner on third. Great patience in this at-bat by Panetta. That breaking pitch is called ball 4. Stayed inside. Panetta knew it. And he will take first. So a 2-out walk puts runners on the corners for Desert View, looking to add to their 10-5 lead with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Quarter past the hour of 8 o'clock here in Tucson, Arizona. As number 2 comes to the plate, Miguel Siqueiros. Beautiful pitch. Not in the zone enough to be called a strike. It is ball 1. 38 pitches now for shutdown Brandon Brown on the mound for Buena. That goes inside, but somehow catches part of the plate. It's called a strike. Now the coaching staff for Desert View finally making a complaint about the calls behind the plate, but I think it's the first time tonight that they've been complaining about anything. And that goes in the dirt and behind the plate. Run number 11 comes in. Panetta will advance from first to second. It is 11-5. So that all that stuff that happened with 2 outs, unfortunately, comes back to bite Buena as Desert View adds 1 more run to their total of 11 here in the bottom of the 6th. Runner on second, not even being held. And that is a shot to center field. The left center field, and the ball bounces behind the left fielder. The center fielder will come over. Another run will score. It is 12-5, Desert View. They are not going away quietly into this desert night. The Jaguars are roaring with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. As Coach Tommy Fernandez looking to call time to come out and have a chat. And it looks like he is signaling for Cole Isaacson to come in. So Brandon Brown will come out of the game. I believe that is Cole, the lefty, will come in to pitch to try to get them out of this inning. As they do that, we want to say thank you to our sponsors. We'll have Dan the Man back in the studio, put a couple of them up on the screen right now as Cole Isaacson warms up on the mound for Buena, the third pitcher that Buena is putting up on the mound today. Be sure to follow Cool FM on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, let us know in the live chat where you're watching us from. John will keep an eye on it. And make sure we give you a shout out if you're watching anywhere in Southern Arizona, watching halfway around the world, watching on the International Space Station, wherever you might be watching us. We're glad you're tuning in tonight. Thanks to the sponsors that you see on the screen that help make this coverage possible. As Cole Isaacson takes his warm-up throws here with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Buena now down by 7. Just when you thought this game might be rolling Buena's way, they might catch the momentum that they need. They might have just enough to be able to pull something off. This doesn't seem to be happening, but they got to get out of this inning first.
Call letters of the oldie station.
Oh, well, thanks for asking, Doc. Well, Doc he's actually, his band is probably playing right now, so. But of course, my oldie station is KKYZ 101.7 FM, the greatest hits of all time on my radio station. A lot of great radio stations in Southern Arizona, but mine's the best.
When I listen to.
It's a good one. All right, so runner on second. Here's where we reset. Looks like number 1, George Acuna, who came in to pitch earlier in this game for Desert View. He is at the plate with a runner in scoring position, 2 down. Cole Isaacson on the mound for Buena. And that is a high fly ball to shallow right center field. Right fielder coming in, makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Cole makes 1 pitch, gets 1 out. And it's actually, is that Brandon in right field? I think it is. He ended up getting that. Doesn't even need his hat. He knows that Angel will grab it for him.
Watching from Bisbee.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks so much for tuning in from Bisbee land.
Bob Thomas Sr.
I love Bisbee so much. I married a woman from Bisbee. And she has some family lineage there in Bisbee, Arizona. So, Buena with the tall task ahead of them. 7-run deficit in the 7th inning. On the mound for Desert View, number 23, Josue Espinosa. Desert View 3 outs away from continuing their home undefeated streak this season. And the way things are going here, it appears that it might continue. But we know that Buena can put up runs in a hurry. They put up 4 in the 6th. They're going to need 7 to tie here in the 7th. And the man who came in, the student athlete who came in to make that 1 pitch to get the 3rd out, comes to the plate as the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 7th. It is 12-5. Desert View 3 outs away from breaking the 11-game win streak that Buena has had. They have not lost in a month. That is a called strike. Straight heat down the pipe to Cole Isaacson. Here's some chatter from Buena. Getting the dugout talking. Low and away. Evens the count. This is what you want to hear. You want to hear Buena still shouting out. And we're with them, win, lose, or draw. Leave some love in the live chat for your Buena Colts. Or if you're cheering on the Desert View Jaguars, leave some love in the live chat for your Jags. That's fouled back. Well, almost hit the light post. That would have been interesting. That would have reflected off of that. That ended up on the track, I'm sure. That foul ball would have probably hit the track right around the football field, just on the other side of those bleachers. I just realized it's the Colts versus the Jags.
Yeah. AFC South.
Yeah.
I don't know how Indy is in the AFC.
I know. I should have said that. It's the Colts versus the Jaguars. And no, we're not in Jacksonville tonight. John and I took the Cool FM jet to Jacksonville for this game. That goes in the dirt, and it is ball 4. Lead off, hitter on. You can't get all 7 runs back in one swing. But little by little, piece by piece, and that brings up Kyer Omeyer for the Colts. Throw back over to first base. Ball gets away. Pull will advance to second. Buena has a runner in scoring position with no outs here in the top of the 7th. Thank you again to all the sponsors and the post description on the Chiron that Dan the Man is running back in the studio. Grateful for all your work tonight, Dan. Thanks so much, buddy. Great seeing you earlier today. That's going to be a called strike at the knees to Kai. Thanks again for all of you guys watching, tuning in tonight. Probably at this point, the thousands that have tuned in over the course of the broadcast. And that is a called strike. 2-strike count to Kai. No outs, runner on second. Buena down by 7 here in the 7th. Low and away. So again, Ryan Haymore noticing things at the first base coach's box. That is low, and Cole will advance to third. They make the throw down. Cole slides in safe. Buena 90 feet away from adding another run to cutting this lead in half here in the 7th. As the dust settles, they're on third. Let's go. Fastball called, strike 3. Kai beside himself, excuse me, as the ball goes into the catcher's mitt. That brings up Aiden Barrett, number 6, with 1 down, runner on third. Buena down by 7 here in the 7th. Desert View 2 outs away from breaking the streak that Buena had coming into this game. That's going to be a called strike at the knees. Wind up the pitch. That goes inside. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down on the 21st pitch by number 23 for Desert View, Josue Espinosa. Home plate umpire regrouping.
He's going to have to talk. He had something in his mask.
Foul to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They're not allowed to bang the fence. They can talk behind the fence, but they just can't bang the fence. That's a shot. Waiting on that breaking pitch. Great job by Aiden. Really patient in the batter's box. Still keeping the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 down. Runner on third for Buena, down by 7. Desert View 2 outs away. Oh, and they're telling him he didn't have a helmet on. You need to have a helmet when you go chase the balls down on the baselines. You need to have a batting helmet on, not just your hat. Yeah. The windup, the pitch, that goes in the dirt. Cole will sprint home and doesn't even need a slide. Comes in standing up, cuts the lead in half. It is 12-6. As number 6 at home plate looks to try to get on base with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Only one down here for Buena. Boy, the catcher framed that pitch, and for some reason, it was called a ball. Runs the count full to Aiden. And that goes outside. Aiden is on board, sprints toward first base on the pass ball by the catcher, and holds at first. A 1-out walk to Aiden. And that will bring up Aaron Cortez to the plate for Buena. As we approach the bottom of the hour, this game 2.5 hours old. If you've been watching from the very beginning, you deserve a cookie. Or if you're just joining us, you get a cookie too. Ball 1. Got a helicopter coming over the top of us. That's our eye in the sky. That's our chopper cam. We'll see if we can go to, oh no, I'm being told there's some interference, so we're not able to go to the chopper cam. Unfortunately, we'll stay with this view right here. But the copter cam, our link to them not working at the moment. Sorry about that. We'll get that fixed for next time. That pitch called strike to Cortez. We're holding Aiden on first, which is kind of interesting. 6-run lead. Not sure if that's necessary. Cortez hanging in there. Still 2-2 with 1 down, runner on first. Desert View 2 outs away from continuing their home undefeated streak this season. 2 outs away from ending Buena's win streak of a month-long 11 wins. That goes out of bounds. Heads up, heads up, heads up, heads up, heads up. There's a kid just sitting there. Ended up coming within about 10 yards of him.
Come on, Aaron, let's go.
Always got to keep your head on a swivel if you're ever around a baseball park. Cortez hanging in there at 2-2. Pitcher checks the runner on first. And Cortez watches it go outside, running the count full. Pitch, and that goes in the dirt. Cortez earned that walk. A fantastic at-bat by big number 3 will take us back to the top of the batting order with Nate Whitworth heading over to talk to Coach Tommy Fernandez, as it looks like number 23's day is done. Josue Espinoza not able to get out of this inning and finish this game off. So they will pass the ball off to a new pitcher with 1 out here in the 7th. That pitcher is 00, Oscar Quijada. So Coach Tommy's coming over to the dugout all the way from third base to talk to his team, just to have a chat with them. And as he's doing that, Dan the man back in the studio will throw up some of our sponsors on the big screen and thank them as we are here in Tucson, Arizona. The temperature's dropping. We're in the 60s now. It's about 66 degrees. I say maybe a little bit cooler with the breeze, yeah. But It was, if it wasn't for the wind, it would have been a really nice day, but the wind is going to be bringing in a little bit more chilly weather. We're going to see some more, the weather cooling down a little bit. Thanks to the sponsors on the screen there. Thank you, Dan the Man, for putting those up. You can see all of the sponsors in the post description. We're grateful for each and every one of them. And if you would like to become a Cool FM sports sponsor, send a DM to Todd Ryan or visit our website and send him an email from the website, coolfmonline.com. Follow us on YouTube. Of course, follow the Facebook page. Be part of the Cool F Empire. So 2 on, 1 down. Buena down by 6. And the top of the order coming up for the Colts. Double zero. Got some fastballs, it looks like. I'm trying to keep an eye on his warm-up pitches. Now he wants to talk to his catcher. As Nate the Great, who's worked hard from behind the plate, is now at the plate for the Colts. A base hit could most likely score 1. Extra base hit could score 2. But Desert View 2 outs away from wrapping this game, but not if Buena's dugout has anything to say about it. That ball is low and away. 1-0. Congratulations again to the Buena softball girls, winning 10-5 tonight here at Desert View. That's called a ball.
Here you go, man. Perfect, man. Come on, right here. Get it done, man. Come on. Let's go, Nate. Let's go, let's go, Nate.
Buena having an 18-win season. We'll talk about what's going to happen for them in the next 2 games. In their final 2 games of the season. After this one wraps, they've only got 2 more. And they're against a team that they could get 2 wins from. Restart this momentum. If they start another 11-game win streak, they will be state champions. So, I mean, you look at it that way. Not saying that the game is not over yet. I mean, I'm not trying to jinx it, but it's 3 balls, 1 strike to Nate. And a walk will load the bases with only 1 out here in the 7th. This is Buena's last stand. And a called strike. Runs the count full. Oscar on the mound from the stretch. Gets a piece. Just got a piece of it. Hangs in there. Still full count. 2 on. 1 out. Buena can't get all 6 runs in 1 swing. Now even the catcher coming back. Now they're all coming back out to chat. This is interesting. It's like Desert View's really not sure. Oh, they're saying the catcher might have a little, I think he might have caught the ball in the wrong spot. And so they're just going to have a little meeting of the minds and take a breather.
Rally time.
It really is, without a doubt. Yeah, glad to hear that. Thank you so much for the love and the live chat. Thank you so much for the comments. John's keeping an eye on those, making sure those are hearted and liked, and keeping that algorithm active. That goes way over the head. That is ball 4. So the bases are loaded. Austin Cushman, the starting pitcher in this game, who gave up quite a few runs over the course of.
This phone is this one's at 80 something. So won't be able to monitor it for very long.
Oh, okay.
No big deal.
Austin watches that first pitch go by. Called strike. 0-1. But again, the bases are loaded. A walk scores another run. Buena can at least make it look a little bit better. If not, start this real rally time. That's a high bouncer over the head of the third baseman. They will wave in Cortez. 2 runs will score. It is 12-8 Buena. A fantastic base hit by Austin Cushman brings in 2. So Buena, with 1 down in the top of the 7th, has runners on first and second. They're down by 4. And who is at the plate? Number 24, Bryson Haymore. At the plate. Bryson's been playing third base today. Bounces between third, shortstop, and catcher. Watches that one go low and inside, 1-0. It is rally time for Buena. Leave some love in the live chat, for crying out loud, for your Buena Colts, putting up 2 more runs tonight. Thank you, everyone watching. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to John Berger on the camera. Had to get a ball off the field, the wiffle ball. Kids are playing with. That goes outside, 3-0 with 1 down. You got to take this pitch, right? You don't swing at 3-0 when you're down by 4 with 1 out. I mean, unless it really looks good. And that is low. Ball 4. Bases are loaded again for Buena with only 1 down here in the top of the 7th. The tying run comes to the plate in the form of downtown Brandon Brown. This is exactly the people you want in the part of the order, the heart of the order. At the plate and 0-0. Oscar Quijada gets run. They will bring in another pitcher for Desert View. They're not taking any chances here tonight as number 19 now comes in to pitch. That's Armando Gutierrez for the Jaguars. Again, the Jaguars just 2 outs away from putting this thing away. They're not able to do it. Buena is not going away. The bases will be loaded. And as a new pitcher comes in, we'll ask Dan the man to throw some of our sponsors up on the screen so you can see them. Thank you to all those sponsors who make this coverage possible all night long. Grateful for each and every one of you. That's right. Get those rally hats on. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all the comments, keeping the live chat active. The award-winning Cool FM Sports, Jeff Davenport, John Berger, here in Tucson, Arizona. I think my wife jinxed this game. Because Leah said, she said, so you'll probably be home like, maybe 10:30. I was like, nah, this game will be over in a couple of hours. It won't go past 8 o'clock. And here we are at almost 8:45. And I think she jinxed us. But thanks so much to the sponsors on the screen. Thank you, Dan the man, for all your hard work there in the studio, creating this awesome game of the week atmosphere on Cool FM.
Number 3, we're 15 minutes away from.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, this game has gone longer than some major league games that go 9 innings. And we're on the top of the 7th, but when you score 20 runs in a game between both teams, and you have multiple pitchers on each team, 3 pitchers for Buena. This is the 5th pitcher for Desert View. But Brandon Brown is at the plate. And he's hungry for a big extra base hit, if not a little bit more. The wind is in his favor. It is going out to right center field. High, ball 1. And a walk scores a run. And would put the tying, the go-ahead run on first. And there's only 1 out here in the 7th. This could be an epic rally by Buena that you are witnessing tonight. Called ball. 2-0. Brandon's not going to swing at junk. He's got the patience at the plate. And that breaking pitch, interesting windup, or interesting release point from the Desert View pitcher, Armando Gutierrez, on that breaking pitch. It was different than his fastball, but he got the breaking pitch across. 2 balls, 1 strike. He gets a piece of it. Goes off the glove of the second baseman, not able to make a play. The bases stay loaded, and the runner will head home from third. And now the runners will advance on the pass ball from home. It is 12-10. Stands are alive. The Buena dugout has come alive. On a crazy play, the ball just bouncing the right way for Buena, as the tying run is on second base with 1 down here in the top of the 7th. You can see the faces of Desert View. They're all squatting. The shortstop, the third baseman, one of the outfielders in a squatting position, wondering what is going on. As our angel from the outfield is at the plate. Great effort, great throw. Strike 1. Angel Olivares at the plate. A single will tie this game. Oh, he hangs in there, pops it a mile high. The shortstop going back, the wind swirling, but he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And now Buena down to their final out. As Cole Isaacson steps to the plate, Buena has batted around here in the 7th. Cole led off with a walk at the beginning of this inning. One out away from continuing their undefeated streak here at home is Desert View. Watches that fastball strike. Does Cole Isaacson. Again, 2 runners in scoring position. Tying run on second. Leave some love in the live chat for your Buena Colts. They can feel it from wherever you're watching. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. But Cole is as cool as a cucumber. Inside that batter's box, even with an 0-2 count. From the stretch, the pitch. And that is high. 1-2. Good eye by Cole. Again, the wind is blowing out toward right center. This is right in Cole's alley. One and one. No, I'm sorry. It was 1-2. And that was a called strike 3. The streak ends at 11, but boy, Buena was so close. Those rally caps were on, and it ended up being a nail biter in the end. But unfortunately, Buena comes up just a little bit short, having their first loss since March 19th. Buena will drop to 18-6. Desert View Jaguars will go to 15-6, 6-2 in the 5A Southern. Buena goes to 6-1 in the 5A Southern. And the undefeated streak for the Jags continues here at home. They go to 8-0 on this field. And the next game for the Jaguars will be at Cienega on Tuesday, the 22nd. Buena will be hosting Flowing Wells on Tuesday, the 22nd at Buena High School. John and I should be there for that, barring anything, but unfortunately, the win streak comes to an end for the Colts. They'll take that long drive home. No matter where you are watching us from, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you again for all of our sponsors. Thank you to Dan the Man back in the studio. Thank you to John Berger here running the camera, and thank you to Todd Ryan for creating Cool FM, and for all the members of the Cool F Empire watching us, leaving some love in the live chat, leaving all the comments during the live stream. We couldn't do this without you. Buena takes this long, slow walk out to right field on the right field line as they take a knee to have a talk, falling to 18-6. 11 wins, that streak is over. But if Buena can put together another 11-win streak, they will be state champions. And that's what we'll hope for. We'll sign off from Desert View High School. Thank you so much for watching the award-winning Cool FM Sports tonight. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll talk to you later on.